If you think you need to save thousands every month to retire comfortably, think again. With the right approach, you can retire on just $500 a month. Now, I know $500 doesn't sound like a whole lot. After all, the average American needs far more than that to retire, with some estimates putting the required savings at over $1 million. But here's the thing. It's not about how much you save every month. It's about how you manage your money and live your life. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how you can retire comfortably, even if you're only able to save $500 a month. We'll dive into practical strategies backed by real data that show how small, consistent efforts can lead to big results over time. Whether it's minimizing your living expenses, investing smartly, or planning for the future, we'll cover it all. So, if you're wondering how you can stretch your savings and still enjoy a comfortable retirement, keep watching. You might just be surprised at what's possible. Chapter 1. The Challenge. Why saving $500 a month isn't enough. Now, let's face the reality. Saving just $500 a month might seem like too little for a comfortable retirement. After all, many retirement experts recommend putting away much more. The typical retirement goal is often set at around $1 million, which means saving several $1,000s a month for decades. And when you factor in inflation, rising healthcare costs, and other expenses, it can feel downright impossible to retire on a small budget. In fact, studies show that the average American is woefully underprepared for retirement. According to the National Institute on Retirement Security, the typical household in the U.S. has less than $65,000 saved for retirement. That's far less than most people will need if they want to maintain their standard of living in their later years. To make things even more challenging, inflation is constantly eating away at the value of money. What costs $100 today could easily cost $120 in just 10 years. And then there's healthcare. As of 2023, healthcare costs for retirees can exceed $300,000 over the course of retirement, according to the Employee Benefit Research Institute. But here's the twist. Even with these obstacles, you can still retire comfortably on $500 a month. It all comes down to smart planning, making adjustments, and choosing the right strategies. Let's take a look at how you can make it happen. Chapter 2. Key strategy number 1, minimize living expenses. One of the most powerful ways to make $500 a month stretch further is by cutting down your living expenses. If you're able to lower your costs, that $500 can go much farther. The first step is to rethink where you live. Some areas in the US have a cost of living that's just too high, but there are places where you can live comfortably for much less. For example, areas like rural Mississippi, parts of the Midwest, or even certain countries abroad, like Mexico or Thailand, offer much cheaper living options. You don't need to live in a big city or expensive area to enjoy a good quality of life. In fact, a 2022 cost of living index found that some of the cheapest cities in the US have a cost of living that's half of places like New York or San Francisco. By relocating or adjusting where you live, you can instantly lower your monthly expenses. But what about day-to-day costs? A simple way to cut back is by reducing unnecessary spending. For example, eliminating subscriptions like streaming services or gym memberships can save you hundreds each year. Meal prep is another easy way to save money. Cooking at home instead of eating out can cut your food expenses in half. Housing is often the biggest expense, but there are alternatives. Downsizing to a smaller apartment or shared living situation can reduce rent costs significantly. Some people even choose to house hack, renting out part of their property to generate extra income. The key takeaway is that you have more control over your expenses than you might think. By making smarter choices about where and how you live, you can maximize your $500 savings every month and set yourself up for a more comfortable retirement. Chapter 3. Key strategy number 2. Invest wisely, starting with small amounts. Now that we've covered how to cut expenses, let's talk about how you can make your $500 a month grow. The secret here is smart investing. Specifically, starting early and using the power of compound interest. Even if you can only invest a small amount each month, it can add up over time. One of the best ways to do this is by investing in low-cost index funds or exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. These funds track the performance of the broader market, like the S&P 500, and historically, they've provided average returns of about 7 to 10% per year. While past performance doesn't guarantee future results, this kind of investment allows your money to grow without you having to actively manage it. Let's break this down. If you invest $500 a month into an S&P 500 index fund with a 7% return, you could have over $800,000 saved in 30 years. Yes, it's that powerful. The key is to start early, stay consistent, and let time work in your favor. Platforms like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab offer low-fee options for beginners, making it easier than ever to get started with small contributions. Another option is a Roth IRA, which offers tax-free growth and can be a game-changer for retirement planning. By contributing $500 a month to a Roth IRA, your gains won't be taxed when you withdraw them in retirement. This can make a huge difference in the long run. If you want to diversify further, consider real estate investment trusts, or REITs. These allow you to invest in real estate with just a small amount of money, providing a steady stream of income through dividends. The bottom line is that even small, consistent investments can snowball into a significant nest egg over time. Start now, and let the power of compounding do the heavy lifting. Chapter 4. Key strategy number 3. Build multiple income streams. To make your $500 a month work even harder, consider building multiple income streams. This strategy can give you the extra cushion you need, and it's easier than you might think. Start by exploring side hustles that match your skills and interests. Whether it's freelance writing, graphic design, tutoring, or selling handmade products online, there are countless opportunities to earn extra money on your own schedule. Websites like Upwork and Fiverr make it easy to find freelance work, while platforms like Etsy and Shopify allow you to sell products online. Another great option is building passive income streams. For example, you can invest in dividend stocks, which pay you a share of the company's profits regularly. Even small investments can generate steady income over time. Apps like Robinhood or M1 Finance make it simple to get started with no minimum investment required. If you have an extra room or a parking space, consider renting them out. Services like Airbnb or Turo allow you to make money from unused spaces or vehicles with very little upfront cost. Peer-to-peer lending is another way to earn passive income. Platforms like Lending Club allow you to lend small amounts of money to individuals and earn interest on your loans. While it carries some risk, it can be a great way to diversify your income. The more income streams you create, the more flexibility you'll have. With a combination of side hustles and passive income, you can boost your savings and make retirement even more achievable, even on a modest monthly budget. Chapter 5. Key strategy number 4. Plan for healthcare and insurance costs. Healthcare is one of the most significant expenses in retirement, and it's a cost you can't afford to ignore. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, The average couple retiring at 65 can expect to spend over $300,000 on healthcare throughout their retirement. Without proper planning, this can quickly drain your savings. One of the most effective ways to manage these costs is by opening a health savings account, or HSA, if you're eligible. HSAs allow you to save pre-tax dollars specifically for healthcare expenses. The best part? Any unused funds roll over year after year, and withdrawals for medical expenses are tax-free. This can be a game changer when paired up with your other savings. If you plan to retire early, you'll also need to account for health insurance before you're eligible for Medicare at 65. The Affordable Care Act, or ACA Marketplace, offers options for early retirees, and while premiums vary, tax credits may help reduce costs. For those willing to consider retiring abroad, international health insurance plans can be significantly cheaper than U.S. options, especially in countries with high-quality yet affordable healthcare systems, like Portugal or Costa Rica. Finally, focus on preventative health. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle now can reduce your chances of needing expensive medical treatment later. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and routine checkups are simple but effective ways to lower long-term healthcare costs. The takeaway? Plan for healthcare early, explore tax-advantaged options, and stay proactive about your health to avoid unexpected financial strain in retirement. Chapter 6. Key strategy number 5. Adjust your expectations. Retiring comfortably on $500 a month in savings will likely require some adjustments to what you consider a comfortable lifestyle. The truth is, if you're saving modestly, you might need to redefine what retirement looks like for you. But that doesn't mean you have to settle for a life of struggle. It's all about setting realistic goals. First, consider the possibility of semi-retirement. Instead of aiming for a full stop from work, you could work part-time or freelance in your later years. This approach lets you reduce the amount you need to save, while still having an income stream to cover some expenses. Next, think about simplifying your lifestyle. This could mean fewer luxuries, less frequent vacations, or opting for a smaller home. Many people who retire on a budget find joy in the simple pleasures, gardening, hobbies, or spending time with family, rather than chasing material wealth. And while it's important to plan for financial security, part of retiring comfortably is also about adjusting your mindset. Embrace the idea that comfort in retirement isn't just about money. It's about making the most of what you have. Lastly, retiring in a lower-cost area or even moving abroad can dramatically reduce your expenses. Whether it's a more affordable U.S. city or a country with lower living costs, this can free up more of your savings for other needs. The key takeaway? Redefine comfortable and be flexible with your retirement plans to make the most of your resources. So, there you have it. Retiring comfortably on just $500 a month in savings is possible with the right strategies. It's all about smart choices and starting early. If you start today, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish by the time retirement rolls around. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who could use these tips. And let us know in the comments, what are your top strategies for saving for retirement? We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.